Hello everyone, this is Stefana Muller, your product manager for CA Service Virtualization. Today we're sharing with you a pre-recorded demo that our associate software engineer Rudy put together. It is on the new Copybook User Interface. The demo was done for our customer validation tester, so it was done during pre-release time, but now that the Copybook User Interface is GA, we're sharing it with all of you. Add some comments to the comment section below and let us know what you think.
This is the Lisa workstation, and I assume that most of you already know how to do a recording and have seen this screen before. Basically what I've done is I have already recorded a transaction, and it's just a data, and I've selected CACS, Copybook Data Protocol, for request and response side. And usually we end up on this screen, and this is where we select copybooks and a mapping file here. And the copybooks is what will describe the payload. So, and one of the things that we're working on right now is for you, for people that work with this, is to debug some of the problems a little bit easier. Sometimes you miss a dot in a copybook, or the mapping file isn't just quite right, and it's been really it's been hard to debug it here. You would have to swap between multiple windows, a notepad. So that's what we've been working on. Now, there's this concept of a copybook bundle. A copybook bundle encompasses all the copybooks and a mapping file. And here, under the Create menu, left navigation menu, I have clicked on Copybook Bundle to create a copybook bundle. And we would create the copybook bundle like this. So currently, we haven't tapped into the recording process. So we're just really working with the copybooks and the mapping file. Okay. One of the things is that usually you will have a copybook already defined. You will have somewhere, most likely. So one of the things that you can do in this our new user interface is import a copybook. And I'll import one called demo get n. And you can see it shows up right, the contents of it shows up right here. So, and one of the things that I said is that you could potentially miss a dot here, right? And it would be really not hard to find, but it usually takes time to figure out what is the problem. But here we have this functionality to parse it, and we parse it, and we're giving this result. Now we're still working on the error messages. However, right now we can see that on line 21 and 1, they're expecting a dot. So we kind of can look at it, and if you're familiar with the copybooks, you know that you can see that on line 20 you're missing the dot. So we add the dot and we parse it again, and we have the parsing result displayed to us, and our the status of the parsing is also there's a green check mark, which means great, it worked.
Hey, Rudy, this is great, and I just want to stop you here for a second. Today, how customers go through this, we have to just assume that the text file that's the copybook actually is correct before they import it, and then they get errors in their recording process. Is that the typical process today?
Yes.
And so now we're giving them an option to be able to edit and parse prior to the recording. That's right, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
And
great.
yeah, that's one of the problems, is that you assume that it's correct, and then you do this recording and then you do this mapping and it's not working and you're not really sure why. Here you can immediately see that it's incorrect, that there's a copybook that's not valid.
Thank you.
Next, on this mapping file, if you know previously you had a mapping file and it had these entries in it, payload tags. So now we're calling them mapping entries. And you might also already have a mapping file with these mapping entries, and you could potentially import it. However, I will create 2 mapping entries from scratch for request and response side. Now, so here we can select the type. We can select either request or response. Here, get n. We will choose metadata. The key will be program name and value, demo, get n. So here are the top level kind of for the payload tag, the attributes. You can also define the header bytes and footer bytes, and then whether or not to save the header and footer bytes. Here are the section 4 sections that you might know. You can add more, move them up and down. And here is the one of the copybooks that I imported earlier, and we simply add it here. You can see it appears here. Now I will add the response side, and I will make an error. So I just entered the same name, and it's telling me that the type and name pairs must be unique within a set of mapping entries. So we can't have 2 mapping entries with type request and equal and in the same name. So this is how we should. Sometimes you get these errors in a mapping file, and here you can quickly see that there's a problem. So we change the type to response, and it immediately disappears, and we know that we're on the right track. Program name.
Yeah, so while you're typing here on the bottom right, it's actually creating that mapping file entry.
Yes, yes.
So you don't have to go and create the mapping file entry manually like we do today.
No,
Great.
no.
Okay, that's not that I haven't seen this. I'm almost pulling out all the really awesome benefits to the UI, right? This is something that's huge for those of us who've never known how to create a mapping file entry. Now you don't need to know. You can use this payload configuration editor.
And here on the bottom right, it's are shown the individual mapping entries. Here, you can switch between the list, the generated list, and between a mapping file itself. So here we can see
you can see the full file. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
If it brings you back to the old days. Okay. And now we can save it. Here we have we can define the start column and end column and the code page. And here we also have some descriptions and notes that we can add that you wish for yourself. And so the mapping file in the copybook should be saved, one copybook. And now I will go back to Lisa Workstation and select the demo copybooks bundle here, which is the top level directory. And right now in your project, it's created under, this is the project data, Copybooks. This is the bundle, and then we have the copybook and the mapping file. And I've selected the copybook folder, and this is the mapping file. I also need to select this IBM 37. Not showing up for me. Okay, now next.
And Rudy, I think we have a refresh issue. Oh, took a minute. There we go.
Oh,
Little
okay.
WebEx glitch. We didn't see it, but we saw you select the file now, and now we are in the virtual service image recorder, and we see the conversation starter on the left. Okay, good.
Yeah,
we're good.
Yeah, this is the, and this is the, so that we can see the, in the metadata, this is the program name, the login end that we, that I specified on the Copybook User Interface there on the portal. And this is the mapping that, so the copybook was mapped to the data that I already recorded, as I said earlier. And yeah, it's correct. And then
so for those of us who don't have background in Copybook, I just want to back up a second. When he showed you that data and the mapping, it's the Copybook actually being interpreting the transactions that came back and forth and actually translating them using that interpreter, if you would. I'm using terms that are a little more generic. In the end, instead of having to build your own mapping file and whatnot, you have all of that being built for you through this UI, and you can complete your recording with a more accurate copybook. Did I get that right, Rudy?
Yes. And so these are the fields that that are in the copybook, and this is the image file. And now everything worked. So some of the other things that you can do here is, for example, you can filter. You can filter the copybooks by name, by text, or by status. For example, there are no errors. There are no copy files with errors or unparsed. There's the one that we parsed. We can clean the filter, so it's easier to search through the copybooks and find what you're looking for. Sometimes you may have a lot of them, so it's not really easy to, if you don't work with them all every day, sometimes you forget where a specific sentence or letter is, or phrase, a word, a word within. We have the same kind of a filter here in the mapping entries, and you can filter them by attributes or file names. For example, demo, get, and so we can search by that. Sometimes you can have a lot of them, as like in this file that we have here, there are a lot of them. So it just makes it a lot easier, makes the whole process easier. Things that also here on the left navigation panel, you can manage. There's this demo copybook bundle that we can see there. You just click on it, and this screen will open.
And Rudy, if they went into the All Resources tab, is there Copybooks as a type now, or is it only on the left nav? Okay.
Yes, very good. Thank you for reminding me. There's a new type here, Copybooks. Right? Just the regular actions edit, which also opens. It's like going to this one entry here on left navigation. You can delete it. So yeah, yeah, and it's a copybook bundle. Yeah.
And that was the end of the demo. Thank you all for watching today. Again, if you have any comments or questions, just comment below on this YouTube video and we'll get back to you. In addition to that, if you're looking to see this functionality in the GA product, it is in CA Service Virtualization 8.3 that was released in August 2015.